Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is I once again, Lord IBO Hards, and you're watching CORP Exchange Television. This is it's an engaged research report, a very good one. It's coming out of the CORP Exchange fund bars, and it's coming from the Boring Fund, and they just do strategic management in business. And we just had a forum with a few business managers got together, and they were talking about wealth management and strategy in business and finance. And the interest rate things came out. So this is CORP Exchange Television. I am Lord IBO Hards. You're watching CORP Exchange Television, and this comes up from the Boring Funds. If you look on the site, you'll see what Boring Funds do. I think they're trying to implement a couple of more funds that you can invest with or get research with, and they can help you consult and research on strategic business management in markets and real estate and business, buying and selling businesses. But it's a good fun, and the guys are great. Not many people showed up, but it was very interesting. Sometimes, like God says, not to bring God into things, but if 3 or more people are in my presence talking my name, then I'm there. If you have 4 or 5 people and you expected 50 people, the show goes on. It doesn't stop. We're not. A lot of times in business, you're looking for quality, not quantity. Foot traffic isn't everything. We didn't get a lot of paraphernalia and stuff out, but we were able to bounce off some things for everything, and we had a very good powwow. So it's from the Engage Research, and you're looking at the Boring Fund, and the title is Remember What You Said. And again, the interest rate things comes up because we were looking at a new fund that just came out, and they're buying everybody the utilities. I guess moving forward, as the taxes go up, you'll see utilities go up across the board. So people are interested in utilities, as am I. So I was starting to buy some utilities. So the rise in interest rates, it affects emerging market strategies. And a lot of things now are emerging markets. You hear that, you hear interest rates a lot. Many modern day managers are equipping their portfolios with REITs, power shares, UTIs, and et cetera, et cetera. This is a risk-adverse investment strategy that flirts with long-term profit taking, not short-term, long-term. What does long-term profit mean to you? House flipping, I would say, is short-term. If I'm going to buy this house and I'm going to put money into it, I'm going to rent it out and use whatever excess off to pay the taxes down or to get more skin in the game in real estate. I would say that's a long term. If you say I'm gonna flip this property, I'm gonna buy this property, and in a week or in a month, I'm gonna make 20-30%, versus I'm gonna buy this property, I'm gonna buy this office building, and in 10 years I'm gonna make $2 million. So you have to figure out what long term and the time means to you. I can't explain it to you. It's your business plan. It's your model. You put it together. Even if you copy exactly what I do, your business plan, your business model, you have to execute. You have to reap the benefits. And if it doesn't work, you have to own it. If anything goes wrong, and you lose principle or anything, you have to be able to sit back and say, I lost it, not because of this or that or this thing happened or the interest rate went up. You have to be able to say, I can own that. You have to be big enough in business. And that's what Engage Research teaches, and we follow that. Engage Research is a member of CORP Exchange in good standings, and they do a lot of research for the CORP Exchange, and they monitor a lot of things that go on between members of the CORP Exchange in good standing, so they can give a straight report to the general public on what's going on within and around the IZ Corp exchange. So the adverse risk is, through regulation and is in fact slowing, slowing down the effect of the higher rate, because the higher rate comes in and it shocks the markets. And many investors, especially on the U.S. mainland, are bracing for a culture shock, which implies the regulations raise the rate faster, steadier, and in a language that investors can better identify themselves within each other. And again, the Engaged Research is putting together models, and they're saying the rates are going to go higher. They're going to raise the rates even higher. That would be the most common sense thing to do. It doesn't mean they would do it, because from a government, not political, the uncle and auntie, the Fed, Uncle Sam, the Fed is they do what they got to do, but it takes a lot of guts to pull that trigger. You know what I'm saying? It takes a lot. You just don't walk in and say, I'm going to raise another half a basis point, quarter basis point. So it takes a lot of to go ahead and make this happen. We think here at Engaged Research, we think it's inevitable that the rates are going to go even higher. This fear you see it in stocks, and it jolts the stocks either or direction, opposite directions, or wherever they're headed, it jolts them, it just knocks them going up. The emerging markets investors will feel the brunt of rates being forced into the economy, though jobs are stabilizing, even though the concern of the housing market is going up rather quickly, brings up talks about another bubble. Bubbles create opportunities. Not so much a credit crunch, but with the debt and its limit where it is right now, the economy welcomes any and all rate hikes. This could be a good strategy in the long term for strategic business managers to fall into levels where they may never recover or become comfortable in the investments that they are choosing. Markets shouldn't break down. Again, at Engaged Research, you encourage that they should correct, but they shouldn't break down. But the reality is, investors will hoard cash and buy less stock. Thank you and have a great day. Lodi Borisi Hards, IZ Corp Exchange, Television, Engaged Research, and you're with the Boring Funds today. The Boring Funds this morning. Check out the Boring Funds. Those guys are really, really smart. Thank you and have a very blessed day. Goodbye.